as regards the music, for me, my experience, farmers, is that they're the most musical people on the planet. You know, we go over to somebody's house, farmhouse, always is music, always. Always someone got a guitar. Our friends just 500 meters away on their place, they not only have a guitar, they have saxophones, they have drums, they have the whole 9 yards. And if you go to any farm in Patagonia, for any sort of celebration, whatever, there's always somebody playing music. So yes, music definitely would go very well with farmers, for sure.
I can also share that in Denmark, especially in the countryside, in the farming communities, we sing, we join, everybody just sing. And if you didn't know it, there's a very special chemical released in the body when you sing together.
I'd like to hear from Paul. I mean, look at what's going on there. There should be a painting of the scene that's showcased right there.
Yeah, the house right now is undergoing a lot of repairs. I'm actually taking off all the paneling of the house, and we have a wood chipper, which we got given to us by the government. And so we have chilco bushes that grow like crazy, beautiful, called Magellanes fuchsia, beautiful flowers, but they grow like crazy. And so we just put them in the chipper, and we're now putting the chips in between the wood and the earth bag structure that the house is made of. This will not only give us good insulation, it will also help to keep out the mice that every farmer has. As we have 2 lazy cats, and we don't want to use the poison that the local ecological department of the government want to give us. So one way to keep them out of the walls is to not have any space in the walls. So we're in the process of doing that. So the house is a little bit topsy-turvy, and it's winter down here. We've had extreme cold spells that I've not seen for 15 years, and we've never seen them this early in the year. The seasons here are, as I was saying before, in the group I was talking to, are at least 6 weeks ahead now, which makes it difficult. For instance, planting in spring, we would usually get our things, seeds, our plants into the garden, transplant them by October, plant the seeds in September. But now we don't know when to do it. So what we're going to do is we're going to plant seeds in early August, and then keep others for September, just in case we are 6 weeks ahead, because we're going to have to adapt very quickly to that. So this year we're going to plant our seeds and things much earlier, but reserve a stock just in case the seasons do return to normal. Storytelling is how I started off in the environmental movement. I cycled around Iceland in 1988 because I wanted to be alone, needed time to think about what it is I should do about protecting the Amazon rainforest. No, but in 1988, I was a chauffeur and in Toronto, driving all over the world, Rolls Royces, and I was watching the planet being destroyed, and I wondered what the heck I could do. So I realized I had to be away from all of my life, which was very full. And so I went to Iceland, got a bicycle, because I figured in 1988, I never heard of anyone who went to Iceland. So I got a bicycle, figured I'd be alone, and cycled around. I hadn't been on a bike for 20 years. It was obviously very difficult, but it was magnificent. And I could drink straight from the rivers, some experience I'd never had. And along the way, I ended up at Tingvellir, which is the ancient seat of democracy. And for 1,000 years, when democracy was held, they would listen to the law speaker who would deliver the laws of the land. And the community would get together and they would share stories for 2 weeks. And then they would go back to their homes and maybe not see each other for a year. Now, cycling around the country, I realized how difficult that must have been to make that journey. And I realized that the thing that held the democracy together and helped to protect the environment was through the great sagas, the great stories. And that was when I realized, that's what I'll become. I'll become a writer of fairy tales. And I wandered the planet explaining to people why it is that we need to preserve the beauty of the earth, because in that beauty is tremendous inspiration. And when we destroy the beauty, we destroy a part of ourselves. And so the thing that's coming across here, which is beginning to come across more, is we need to move we must never forget the doom and the gloom, you know, like this is happening, but that should only be that much. The rest of the story should be about the beauty and why it is we need to protect it, because in those stories of beauty, that's how people become inspired to get out there and do something.